Hey everyone, happy lunchtime if you're on your lunch. Happy Friday for those who this is Friday for them. It's my Friday. I'm off today, so although I don't feel it, to be honest. Thanks for hopping on here. Hey. So yesterday in my series, What I Learned at Rehab, I talked about control. And this message, I think, goes hand in hand with that. If you caught it, you saw the visual representation yesterday of the hula hoop. And what I can control is on my side of the hula hoop. In that little circle is everything I control. Well, hey, Amy, I think the other part of that is acceptance. Once you recognize what is and isn't in your control, to make peace, because that's what we all want, I think. Not everybody, but most people want peace. Something is disturbing you, right? So I call acceptance what happens inside me when I relinquish control. And as I mentioned, my control issues, a lot of them stemmed from my job, my career, and I think I put a lot of energy into that, a lot. Sometimes that was not always good. I think because for most of the time I wasn't married, and I don't have children, so I gave a lot to work, a lot, probably more than some, and I didn't have a distraction, or I wasn't always turning things off in my mind. And I still have to learn this lesson. Still to this day, I am practicing acceptance because it is so critical to inner peace. When I left rehab, I spent 23 days there inpatient. And then of course I had 10 weeks outpatient and like 11 months total after one-on-one drug and alcohol counseling. So when I went back, I'm a visual learner, and I wanted something visual to help me, because as you see, I have books. I've shown you all kinds of stuff, shown you my notebook in this series. Well, I hung this, and I know you can't read it or see it, but this is a copy of what I hung on my wall in my office. And I think every person watching this needs to hear what this says. Now, that's a bold claim, but I don't think you have to be in rehab. I don't think you have to be an addict. I think you just have to know people and be alive to get this message today, okay? So if you're alive and you're breathing, I'm talking to you. This is the big book. I called it the blue book the other day. An NA group had messaged Sobriety Swag and wanted me to redo my designs about the big book, so I was working on that when I went live, and I called it the blue book. It's the big book for those who caught that. Anyway, I'm going to read straight from that, okay? Here we go. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I am disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, thing, or situation, some fact of life, unacceptable to me. And I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it is supposed to be at this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake. Until I could accept my alcoholism, I could not stay sober. Unless I accept life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to be changed in the world as on what needs to be changed in me and my attitudes. Y'all, for real. That little piece, that little paragraph that I just read has meant so much to me and has brought me so much understanding and peace. How true is it? You can be frustrated, you can be angry, you can be sad, whatever you're feeling. How true is it that it's because a person, place, thing, or situation is not like you see it? is not acceptable to you. That is the root of it all, right, Amy? Powerful. Like, blew me away. I tell you, I come back to this passage quite a bit. I have this printed out because, seriously, there it is, right there. That's it. And things are just the way they're supposed to be. It is what it is every single time. So, if you've never heard that, life on life's terms, that is a phrase that we use quite a bit. So my challenge to you is, are you living life on life's terms, or are you trying to control and manipulate it? Because, you know, sometimes people are going to they're just going to be them. I mean, for good or for bad. A lot of times it's great, right? Like a lot, and we've seen it a lot more recently. A lot of times can be wonderful, and it is what it is, and it's great. But sometimes it just is what it is, and it's not great, and it's not in our control. And we have to learn to accept that. So, I was looking through my red notebook preparing this. Yes, I will put a screenshot in the comments for sure. I found a note in my red, here, let me just show, my red trusty Rehab journal that said, reread the 4 agreements. The 4 agreements have also hung in my office. It's so funny, like I was surrounded by these things, I just didn't know how to apply them. And now I feel like I'm finally applying so much of what I learned. And that's why this hangs in my office, which I'll put in the comments, because it just helps me get through every day. So I'll end on this note. The 4 Agreements is a book by Don Miguel Ruiz, and I find that when I live these 4 agreements, I accept things better. Okay, I just do. So hopefully this helps somebody out there. Okay, so here are the 4 agreements, and if you, I'll put a link to the book in here too. Number 1 is be impeccable with your word. Speak with integrity, say what you mean, avoid using the word to speak against yourself or gossip, and use the word for truth and love. Okay. Number 2, don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. Number 3, don't make assumptions. You know what they say about that. Well, Don Miguel said, find the courage to ask questions and to express what you want. Whole lot of boundaries in number 3 here, y'all. Whole lot. Okay, there's more. I'll post this in the comments. And number 4, always do your best. Most important thing about your best is that it changes from moment to moment. It'll be different when you're healthy as opposed to sick. It will be different when you've had 8 hours of sleep, when you've worked out, when you've nourished your body. All of that is going to be different, but your best, just always do your best. That is agreement number 4 from Don Miguel Ruiz. Hey, Daniel, you've read the 4 agreements. Awesome. So I'm going to post a little screenshot in the comments. I'll post a screenshot of acceptance. And thank you guys for coming back to the series. There is one more in this little series, and then we're going to call it a wrap. So